They say I am blind. Why are they always discriminating me? In my own environment, in my own society, even my beloved mommy, my sisters, my brothers, they all point hands on me simply because they say I am blind. They say I am blind.
Think about the generations in the state. We want to make it a better place for our children.
They say I am blind. They say I am blind. They say I am.
Make it a better place.
What the fuck did you just do? Huh?
Did you just slap me? Did you? Did you? Did you? Did you slap me? Oh no! But why? Why am I always dehumanized by my own people?
Basically, I advocate for burning issues that are affecting the rights and fundamental freedom of young people and certain groups. So it's like disability does not mean.
We know about their knowledge and we are proud of them. When all of us unite, our feet
Disability is just a condition of being unable to do things normally, but it doesn't mean that you cannot do nothing at all. So, look, disability can come into your life at any given time. Even as a driver, you have an accident.
pass through this number school.
I am blind. They say I am blind.
Since in the morning.
I am blind. They say I am blind. Why are they always discriminating me? In my own environment, in my own society, even my beloved mommy, my sisters, my brothers, they all point hands on me simply because they say I am blind. They say I am blind. They say I am.
You're blind. Check my
They say I am. They say I am blind. They fuck say I am blind. They say I am. No, no.
What the fuck did you just do? Huh?
Did you just slap me? Did you? Did you? Did you? Did you? Did you slap me? Oh no! But why? Why am I always dehumanized by my own people? I am always maltreated.
Look at you, look. Just look at this.
I will never forgive you.
That's not my concern.
Where is my companion? Where is my companion?
My friend, you are going to pay my property. No companion here. You know what?
Please let me go.
I don't have time to wait.
Allow me to go. No. Leave me to go.
Now, if I handle this now.
I was blind. Yes, Dad. My life went to sit on the dike between the bar and the sea. You see, my heavy soul excruciating the side for
They
9
face lots of challenges. Because at times, most importantly, the physically challenged. The drivers and the apprentices, we call them, they believe that it's waste of time to stand for 10 minutes to help a physically challenged, to be carried to somewhere or to his or her destiny.
Full of perfection and love. Though we had to clash at times, just to avoid being wrong. But you're always in our minds, and you'll be always in our hearts.
I love the way she replied to me.
Do you know that our decency is depreciating, our morals are diminishing, our manners are declining, our cultures are being diluted, and even our humanity that way, because our teachers are the best. and we are very
Yes, sir. How do you feel about her voice?
I think I would just motivate her to, or encourage her to keep pushing forward.
Okay.
She can do it. I can see that in her already. So, I love music because music serves as a source of tremendous joy for me. Like music can serve as an eye for the blind, ears for the dumb, you know. So it's like, it's something so nice. Some of them have no other choice, most to be honest. Because you have a family at home and you are not employed, you know, and the family is expecting you to take them something at home every day. So if you believe begging is the only way you can able to earn living and provide something good for your family, then
when knowledge is the pride inside the school, we believe that everyone can shape a way, and we are here to cooperate no matter what it takes. Through discipline and love will always help.
Today is a wonderful day simply because we have Cherno in the studio. Cherno Ceesay is visually impaired and he doesn't allow his visibility to let him down. And Cherno here, he is a writer and of course he writes articles and he's a teacher at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, we have discriminate a lot in our society. So without wasting more time, I'm going to ask Cherno to tell us a bit about himself and what is his objective as a visual impaired. Yes, Cherno, you're welcome.
all right. Thank you so much, Musa. I'm so happy to be part of this imperative platform. Like you made mention, my name is Cherno Ceesay. Well, Cherno is known for advocacy. Basically, I advocate for burning issues that are affecting the rights and fundamental freedom of young people and children with disabilities in the Gambia. And professionally, I am a teacher. I am teaching in sighted schools, or sighted school, I would say. For the first time in the Gambia, just to inform you, a visually impaired person is teaching in mainstream schools. So it's like disability does not mean inability.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and you are highly welcome once again.
Thank you.
Before we go, Cherno, today we have a lot of things to discuss. You are aware that a lot of people discriminate physically challenged people. We personally also discriminate people that are visually impaired. What is your concern towards that as a visually impaired?
I believe that challenges confronted by persons with disabilities would be a continuous process if people don't change their attitudes towards persons with disabilities. Because many times people misconstrue or misinterpret the real meaning of disability. That is why they differently towards them, and automatically they have to look at us at a different angle. But disability is just a condition of being unable to do things normally, but it doesn't mean that you cannot do nothing at all. So, yes.
Yes. Now, people have the idea that people who are actually blind should be a beggar. How do you feel that? Do you think that is the fault of the people or the fault of visually impaired or physically challenged people?
At times, I would say it's the fault of, I'll blame the parents first, because everything started somewhere. You know, since God bless you with a child who was happened to get some kind of disability, and but you treating the child, or treat the child such a way that the child don't lost that self-esteem or that self-confidence in him or herself, then basically the child will not able to excel easily, because people many times underestimate the potentials and capacities of people with disabilities, but that's not the reality. You know, like for the case of visually impaired, it's not what you can visualize with your eye. The thing has to do with your brain. I think if God bless you with a great mind, if God bless your child with a great mind, even the child is living with disability, you should be the right person to motivate the child. Treat the child the way you should, and I believe with that, the child can be able to develop that kind of, you know, in human behaviors.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
Good.
So now, what is the advice exactly you would put across to the people, especially visually impaired, physically challenged people that are normally begging around from one place to another? What is your advice to the people that are doing that?
Basically, I would advise them, if you are a young person like myself, there is a lot of opportunities out there for you, even though you are living with disability. You can go to school. We have school for the blind here. We have school for the learning difficulty. Those are people that have some mentally or intellectual disabilities. We have the school for the deaf here. So all these are special needs schools that are available in the country. Though, I mean, these schools at times don't get all the facilities that they need as a school because the support are lacking.
Definitely.
The government is doing their best, but individuals out there are not willing to give support to some of these special needs schools.
Especially in West Africa.
Exactly.
Or in Africa generally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Though there are some issues, there are, I mean, problems that we face. These are global problems. These are global issues that are, I mean, faced by, I mean, young people and children with disabilities. Most importantly, the women and children, because they suffer a lot. So I believe those that are on the street begging, some of them have no other choice, most, to be honest. Because you have a family at home and you are not employed, you know, and the family is expecting you to take them something at home every day. So if you believe begging is the only way you can able to earn living and provide something good for your family, then you have no other choice. Because I will let you know that the blind and the visually impaired people in the Gambia have only two options. That is either to become a teacher or a beggar in the streets.
Okay.
So what if you don't want to become a teacher, neither a beggar? So I believe attitudes needs to be changed, starting from the professionals, the decision makers, the service providers, the caregivers, and to our parents as well at home. Because I believe little or no will change in the lives of the persons with disabilities if attitudes are not changed towards that. At times it's about ignorance.
Okay.
Yes.
I would love to also know what advice exactly will you give to the parents out there that are keeping their physically challenged people in their house, not going to school. So what is the advice you will give out to them? Because I believe that some of these parents feel ashamed to show out their kids, you know, not knowing that these kids inside the room, they are capable of doing something. So what advice will you put across to the parents out there?
Yes, the biggest advice I could give would be try to treat all your children equally. It doesn't matter whether the particular child may be disabled or not. Look, if God bless you with 10 children and only one of them wants to become a disabled, then why should you be ashamed to show that individual out? There are a lot of facilities available for the physically challenged, because that particular child can go to school. That particular child, in fact, may be the source of an inspiration to your family, because he might be a very good provider to your family. So as a reason why you should catch your physically challenged child, or your visually impaired child, or your deaf child, because of the person cannot able to do some things normally like the other children. So you as a father or a mother or brother or a sister, we could be in the same condition like that particular child.
Exactly.
So this is what people fail to understand. Let's take a classical example of some of our grandmothers and grandfathers that they would brought up us, you know, but at the latter part of their lives, some became blind, some are not able to walk on their feet. You know, so in life you can never predict.
What will happen?
What goes around
comes around.
You as a parent may be a victim someday.
Now, I'm coming in again. You as visually impaired, how do you feel when people say you are blind?
Yes, it's hard because words are very powerful, and people describe you in such a way that you yourself believe you are in that way. But I accepted who I am first.
And congratulations for that.
Yes, because if you want society to accept who you are, or to love you for who you are, you have to accept yourself for who you are exactly.
Okay.
So that is easier. Like I mentioned earlier, like with disability, you face a lot of challenges. With disability, it affects every aspect of your life. But remember, your disability could create extra opportunities. In fact, could give you extra ability to work hard. Because you might be a very bad character in society without disability. In fact, most of the opportunities that you gain in life, maybe without disability, you will not be able to get some of these opportunities.
Definitely.
So I am proud to say, I'm happy to live with visual impairment because I see no difference.
Definitely.
I see no difference.
And now, another thing is that that is like in our environment, we see visually impaired people be neglected and physically challenged people be neglected, especially at the main road. Sometimes people don't know how to help them. So, can you give an advice to the people that are not visually impaired?
Yeah, I would say this is an excuse that people all the time give out. But to me, it's not a tangible reason. Because if you want to help somebody out, you have to inquire, you have to find out how to help that particular person. You don't have to sit and relax just because you don't know how to help. If you don't find out how to help, you will never know how to help.
Okay.
I believe there are authorities here in the Gambia that if you approach, whether the person is a visual impaired, whether the person is hard of hearing, whether the person is having some, mentally disabled, then you can able to find out the ways in which you can able to support that particular person. So at times yes, it's based on ignorance, but at times people are not willing to give support because they believe it's a waste. It's not necessary to give support to those people. But remember, the greatest lawyers in this world are the blind people.
So now another question is, do you really need help, support from people? Do you really need support?
Yes, because if you look at in terms of education, that is the weapon that we believe we can use in order to live in an independent life. So when I mention independent life, I don't basically mean live on your own because you can't be an island. But there are some things in life that you will have to do by yourself. You don't need to depend on people for that. So if you look at the educational sector or the educational system of the Gambia, it's not that much inclusive at all. It's not flexible at all. Because the blind and visual impaired people many times have only two ways to learn. That is basically either with brain machine, that is the brain is basically the reading and writing by touch or by feeling used by the blind. That you can use your fingers to navigate from one page of a book to another page or from one chapter of the book to another chapter. That's great. But how many Gambians understand, how many Gambians can able to use the brain? How many professionals or how many dignitaries do we have in the Gambia that are able to read and write in brain? That's the question. So, not only that, hence we moving with the world, we believe we are living in an advanced world now. So the blind and visual impaired people can also use computers nowadays. Like here in Burkina, we have an organization called Start Now. Basically, Start Now empower persons with vision loss in training technology. So blind and visual impaired people can able to use computers. People are wondering how can blind or visual impaired people...
Myself, I'm wondering.
It's a question that...
Okay, Cherno,
yes.
Society, is society fair to the physically challenged in our part of the world? I mean West Africa. For example, in developed countries, special facilities are provided for them in public places such as bus stop, toilets, supermarket. But here it's not the same. So what is your concerns towards that?
I think authorities need to take the question. It's a very good question. Because as a servant, that's why we have a leader and a servant leader. So I believe Africa, we only have leaders, but we don't have servant leaders. We are lacking servant leadership. Because as a servant leader, you are there to serve the interests of people, everybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether they are disabled or not. But in the Gambia, I will talk about because I know much about the Gambia than any other country. Though there are some challenges that I've mentioned are global issues facing by blind and visually impaired or physically challenging societies. But look at our medical sectors, for example, our hospitals or our clinics. You don't find any disability service unit. There's no doctor who is specifically trained to give attention to blind or physically challenged people anytime they need medical assistance. You can't find it here. If you go to our bus stops, the same thing. You go to our schools,
The same thing.
the same thing. So where do you think we are heading to?
That's
We need
crazy.
to question our leaders. That is why I wrote an article entitled "Message to Gambia and Her Leadership." I don't publish it yet.
But will you mind to briefly put
I'm working on
something?
that. Yes, I would say it's not about I'm too political. Okay, but the blind and visually impaired people or the persons with disabilities are facing lots of challenges in the Gambia, ranging from education, health, and nutrition. And I believe 22 years ago, the Gambia and its leadership are concerned with the physical structure, building roads and bridges, but they left out the care and the needs of the persons with disabilities. So that needs to be figured out.
Yeah.
But I wrote something in order to remind the recent government about the issues affecting persons with disabilities. Since we believe we're living in a new Gambia, so I believe the blind and visually impaired people or the people with disabilities also need to live in a new life, in a new lifestyle. So that's what the article is all about.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
And before we go, last but not the least, that is going to be the last section. We see many physically challenged people who jump into something that they don't know. Like, for example, we have seen people like their parents not really willing to support them at all. We have seen that. So sometimes at the main road, you know, most people don't have help from the drivers. So what advice will you put across to the drivers, towards the drivers, I mean?
Yeah, I think the road users, the pedestrians and the motorists need to be aware. That's why we need more sensitization. We need to embark on more campaign, more awareness campaign, in order to enlighten people about how to give support to the blind and the physically challenged. Like in terms of transportation or mobility, we call it, they face lots of challenges. Because at times, most importantly, the physically challenged, the drivers and the apprentices, we call them, they believe it's a waste of time to stand for 10 minutes to help a physically challenged, you know, to be carried to somewhere or to his or her destiny. But it's not a waste. Look, disability can pump into your life at any given time.
Yeah.
Even as a driver, you might have an accident on your way home. You can be like him.
Which actually means not everybody is born
exactly.
with physically challenged or visually impaired.
Yeah, I've seen great people in this country that are great writers, that are great lawyers, that are intelligent officers, but they become disabled. Some get through accidents, some through diseases. So you can never tell. So what goes around
must comes around.
Treat people fairly, and God will treat you, or God will treat you fairly.
And finally, what is your last word? What is, just generalize everything, what is your last word to the people?
I would say I'm very sorry if I said something that is not accepted by some audience out there, because it's not easy to talk, and words are very powerful. But I put this task on myself to advocate for the rights of persons with disability, which I am not an exception. I must see that the Gambia, people living with disabilities in the Gambia live in a life that will not be taken for granted. Because there are countless other young people and children with disabilities that are struggling to get a future that will not be taken for granted. But even we graduate from high schools or from universities and vocational schools, what our jobs await us? So are we given the opportunity to compete with our sighted peers or to compete with our able peers in a competitive world of employment? Because we are not employed at all. They are not given lots of opportunities. At times it's not that they are not available, but they misconstrue or they don't want to give us the opportunities available for us. And the poverty will never be eradicated if we set aside some members of our societies because of their disability. So the government and the stakeholders, the service providers, the caregivers, need to think or put their thinking caps and think out of the box. Let them give support to people that need it most.
Definitely.
So with that, the world will be a better place for all. So thank you, Musa.
Thank you very much for being part of my show.
Thank you.
And I'm really happy to see you. And I hope this information will actually help a lot of people around the world. Let us understand that disability or physical challenge can come at any time in your life. So let us stop laughing at each other, pointing hands at each other. Believe that this can happen to you at any time, at any moment. So this is the show all about. Take the informations around the world. Let it be the words, let it be the words of advice to you. So Cherno here he's trying. and he is really advocating for the rights of all the people that are in the same position like he is. So together we can fight this, and divided we can fall. So once again, thank you thank you for your understanding, for listening. We really appreciate it so much. And Cherno, thank you, and please keep advocating. And I'm sure the world will learn from you. It's a lesson, and it is a lesson.
On your shoulders, me up to more and be.